When I told my parents that I wanted to start a cloud kitchen and I told them I wanted to sell burritos, and for all of this we needed 15 lakhs in capital, which we of course did not have in a bank. They said, "तू पागल हो गया क्या?" So I went up to my dad and I told him, "Dad, I want to start something of my own." My dad in the first place wanted me to go for placements, take up a job, and they were like, "देखो DLF साहिबा पाकी building छोड़ के गर्मी में काम करना है." And I was like, "देखो, give me this money or I'm going to steal it, no matter what, but I'm going to build this thing." We interestingly saw nobody's doing indulgence burritos in India.
Mexico is a country of fun and culture.
I was actually doom scrolling on Instagram 2 a.m. in the night and I saw this amazing eggplant recipe and I was like, "भाई मेरी मम्मी कितना गंदा eggplant बनाती है and probably I can do this thing and make it into a burrito." So we decided let's cook lunch ourselves and we realized we have eggplants, we have some tortillas and probably some things that would help us make a burrito. Before eating they were like disgusted. "Bro, why would you make an eggplant burrito? We have so many things in the world." They were like, "Fine, we will eat what helps us survive for that day." And we absolutely partied on it for the next 3 days. We at Sal's are running our ops from a 150 square feet cloud kitchen in Udyog Vihar in Gurgaon. That is the space where we build burritos, burrito bowls, piñata bowls and all the Mexican cuisine we want people to eat the right way. And we never went to people asking whether they liked the product or not. We straight up looked at data and found out people are not ordering from us just once or twice but as much as 5 times a week. And that is when we got the conviction. We are building in the right direction, the right product.
We sold over 10 lakhs worth of burritos in just last 2 months.
Hi, I'm Aditya and I'm 20.
I'm Aaryan and I'm 19.
And we want to redefine what burritos mean to Indians.
At Sal's, we make Mexican food actually indulgent and tasty.
So Aaryan and I are actually not friends. We absolutely talked for like 5 minutes in our last 3 years of college. But we knew we had respect for each other, knowing that we are good in our own fields. So Aaryan in Sal's is the head of demand and I am in Sal's is the complete opposite, head of supply. Aaryan's job is to create content, story and make sure that all things that he does helps in increasing our orders. And my job as head of supply is to make sure all these orders go right and in the best way possible. Chef, defrost kar do tortilla ko. That is managing the raw materials, ops, people, the cloud kitchen itself and everything that has to do with the ops thing. So that is our rules basically. I didn't plan to work in a big MNC with 1,000 people in an office, working under a department, doing a small task for the next 2 months and getting a certificate with a big brand name. I wanted to build something from scratch. I wanted to build while I was interning. And coincidentally, at the same time, I saw these 4 people from Masters Union only doing their postgrad, building a sandwich brand, which was something unusual. So I decided to talk to them and something clicked to me about that idea. And for the next 12 months, I decided to work with them, build sandwich, set up a cloud kitchen, launch on aggregators. I learned ops, data, managing people, and also how to clean utensils the right way. I realized I absolutely loved building apps, but building something physical in nature just excited me very much. So my first job at Lakhs was to scrape off the menu of all the brands in Gurgaon and see what's working and what's not working. Like which flavor is driving the maximum sales, how much is the split between a veg and a non-veg cuisine for the sandwich category. All these things just for the straight 2 months. Manually extracting this data, filling it up on Excel sheet, and after 2 months, we had a certain conclusion. Okay, what kind of menu we wanted to do and how much we could price it at. I was just making burritos. There was no Sal's.
Then I came in and we built Sal's.
We needed more than just production and ops, a story. And that was Aaryan.
And I just tell stories.
So, Mexican category in India is something we cannot measure right now. So, Mexico lies on the opposite side of the globe of the India and they have similar taste profiles as of us. So, every person in India who's technically eats Indian cuisine has already have some glimpses of the Mexican cuisine. But over a period, we realized India actually does not need another healthy bowl brand. We are just being another choice option which is not really required, hence not getting the PMF on it. So we decided to pivot. And we interestingly saw nobody's doing indulgence burritos in India. So jackfruit is essentially hated by most Indians in the form of kathal. But personally, some friend of mine once made me taste it saying, "Bro, this tastes like non-veg. You should absolutely try it like as a vegetarian." I was like, fine, let's do this. And jackfruit paired with birria sauce, traditionally made from pork fat, but we have cracked a vegetarian version of it. So I'm just going to make a jackfruit birria now. So first we're going to put the rice. We're putting a little bit of guacamole, some corns. I sometimes think, how do people eat those hot corns in summer and monsoon season? Like honestly, I just like my corns being served cold. Then a little bit of pico salsa, then a black beans, sour cream, and my personal favorite, the jackfruit birria.
Mexico is a country of fun and culture. That's what the food is supposed to be. And nobody is selling that.
I was actually doom scrolling on Instagram 2 a.m. in the night and I saw this amazing eggplant recipe and I was like, "Bhai, meri mummy kitna ganda eggplant banati and probably I can do this thing and make it into a burrito." Next day was a Sunday morning and our lunch was very shitty in the hostel. So we decided let's cook lunch ourselves. So we just asked the mess guy to give us the raw eggplants and we will cook something on our own. We were honestly very broke that day. We did not have stuff and we wanted to make whatever was left in our hostel kitchen. And we realized we have eggplants, we have some tortillas and probably some things that would help us make a burrito. That is why we went for the most simple option possible. Before eating they were like disgusted. Bro, why would you make an eggplant burrito? We have so many things in the world. And then I reminded them of our bank balance and then they were like, fine, we will eat what helps us survive for the day. But you know what? Post eating they were like, bro, you made some killer thing. And we absolutely partied on it for the next 3 days. Honestly, this was not something we would order online, like pay money for this. But this did not stop us. We made more versions of it and started serving it to people and actual customers and charged money for it. And 3 months later, we realized we're doing good and this is scalable, but not from our hostel kitchen. And we needed 3 things now. We needed a kitchen space of 100 square feet. We needed a kitchen team and we needed the kitchen infrastructure. And for all of this, we needed 15 lakhs in capital, which we of course did not have in our bank accounts. So I went up to my dad and I told him, Dad, I want to start something of my own. My dad in the first place wanted me to go for placements, take up a job because I had pursued so much education. And I told him, Dad, I'm an educated person, but that doesn't mean I should go for a job. I feel India needs educated people running their own businesses, taking risks. And they were like, Acha, bhai, bahut gyan de diya tune. But tell us what are you planning to start? And I told them I wanted to sell burritos. And they were like, bro, for the last 1 year, you were selling sandwiches and you did a good job. We appreciate your learnings and all. Bhai, humne tere pa 40 lakhs spent kare education pe. Are you seriously telling us you want much more money? And I was like, dekho, give me this money or I'm going to steal it no matter what, but I'm going to build it. So I did a deal with them. I told them I would take an education loan on my fees and pay my fees from it. And whatever money you were paying using my fees, that you give me for the cloud kitchen. And that is how successfully I raised my first 15 lakhs. When we started, we thought I knew everything about this business. But over a period, we realized the more I thought I knew, it was less than I thought. We didn't know how to hire the right people, how to question people in a way that would help me assess their character. And team was one of the main important things. I was always a conflict avoidance person who used to never bargain from people. But when I was running this business, every single rupee mattered for this. And that is when I had to change my personalities and started bargaining with people over reducing commissions, asset costs and everything. A normal food delivery in India takes around 45 minutes. 15 minutes of kitchen preparation time from the restaurant side, 15 minutes for the rider to figure where he has to go and pick up the parcel from, and 15 minutes after picking up the parcel to actually reach the customer. We wanted to shrink this to under 30 minutes and there were only 2 possible ways to do it. Reducing the kitchen preparation time and reducing the time it took for the delivery partner to pick up the parcel. So we at Sals strategically place our kitchen in such a way that it takes only 2 minutes for a rider to come at a location, pick up the parcel and then go directly to the customer. To start a cloud kitchen, you need at least 15 lakhs. So let's say we earn 1 lakh in a month. So 40% of it goes into food costs, which is packaging and the raw materials. 30% goes straight up to the aggregators, Zomato and Swiggy and payment gateway. With the remaining 30%, we now have to pay for our fixed costs, which is rent, staff salaries, our electricity and utility bills, and hygiene expenses. So if we sell a bowl for 100 rupees, 30 rupees go into the direct food costs, 10 rupees go into the packaging and the branding experience, and 30 rupees directly go into the logistics or the aggregator fees to Zomato and Swiggy. Now 10 rupees roughly go to rent, 5 on staff's labor, and 5 rupees on utilities. With the remaining 10 rupees, that is just a store level pack. Apparently, we started as a healthy brand and my friends came to me 3 months later and they told me, "Yaar Aditya, you're doing a good job, but we will be honest with you. Yaar, tu salad bowl nahi bech sakta hai bhai. You are someone who would recommend us either the best chola bhatura of Delhi or maybe the yummiest burger in Gurgaon possible." And that is when I decided, yeah, probably let's make something that we would eat when we are having an illegal party at the hostel. We launched a new product, the Piñata Bowl, essentially an inverted bowl made up of nachos consisting of a burrito. And we never went to people asking whether they liked the product or not. not. We straight up looked at data and found out people are not ordering from us just once or twice, but as much as 5 times a week. And that is when we got the conviction. We are building in the right direction, the right product. This customer who ordered from us 5 times a week, I had absolutely zero clue how they got to know about us. The first time they ordered, I was way too busy to call them and ask how did you discover us. But when I saw that they're ordering 5 times from us in a single week, I was absolutely curious to know what did we do right to make them so happy. And we decided to call them straight up. And they told us they got to know about us from one of our friends at MU, and they wanted to experiment this concept. And they honestly liked it so much that they were fine if it was a clumsy meal for them. They wanted to eat it every day and reward themselves.
We are going live on aggregators by end of July.
Do 500 orders in month 1 and 1500 orders by month 3, and that is where our break-even point lies. Our goal is at Sal's is not just 1,000 outlets, but 1,000 people working under the brand, absolutely enjoying what they do every day at their job.
In a kitchen, there is no hierarchy. There can't be. Because at Sal's, we know this one thing, that you are only as good as the last order you serve.
Good night, team.